What's going on, YouTube? My name is Cherie, if you're not familiar with me. Happy Saturday, this 11:06 in the PM, I believe. I think that clock is a couple minutes behind. But anyway, we gonna get right to it, y'all. Um, the spirit of sabotage is really real. I made a video a couple days ago talking about, let me take my glasses off. I made a video a couple days ago talking about, you know what? I think it was the one where I said if they have no solution, they can shut up. If they can't fix the problem, then they can shut up. And in that video, I talked about a lot. And one of the things I said was, when you are around, or when you grow up in kind of an oppressed environment, I mentioned that I had two people in particular that I did not name, and I still won't name, who made me feel that. But they had all the advice, or all the, not even advice, but they had all the critique in the world. But it just seemed like that was all it was. It was nothing but critique. And so, what does that have to do with sabotage, Cherie? Well, it has a lot to do with it, because when somebody is constantly making you feel like this and constantly doing this to you, they're shoving you down. They're stuffing you down. They are, especially if they're authority figures or they're older, you know what I'm saying? They tend to make you feel small and insignificant and less valuable. And all of that ties into self-sabotage, because what that does is it makes you feel unworthy. It makes you feel not valuable enough to even think that you deserve something good. One of those authority figures in particular, again, I'm not going to say who it is, but long story short, they just always found a way to rain on the parade. They always found a way to put a damper on things. When things were happy and we were laughing and all the stuff, they would get into a mood and they would just be how they, you know what I'm saying? And it would damper the whole experience. And honestly, it made me just not want to be there. But at the time, when you're a kid, what can you do? You ain't got no license, you ain't got no car. What are you going to do except take it? And that's how I think most of us, when we experience that when we're young, that's what we do. We just take it. So we grow up with all this stuff, and we wonder why we have so many deep-rooted issues, and why do we do the things we do. Y'all, I'm interested in psychology. I love that stuff. Why people do what they do. Because it answers questions. It exposes stuff, but it also answers stuff. And I tell y'all, I have experienced very recently where it was kind of like the thoughts were, today is going too good. It's going too good. Or this is going too good. Something's going to happen. Something's going to mess up. And you know how I know I'm not the only one who's done this. You know how you be thinking about stuff, but you're aware that you're thinking about something? That's exactly what happened. And that's when it came to me. I'm like, you know what? That's sabotage. That's sabotage. So and I heard my favorite pastor of all time say this. He was like, people do that all the time. It's plenty of dudes. This is the example he used. It was like, man, what happened to Sandra, man? Oh, well, you just don't know, man. You just don't know. What I don't know? You just don't know. And he was like, nah, man, I've watched you. It's you. And he's 100% right. And another thing he said was, you can be so jacked up to where when things are going good, you get scared. And so you find a way to mess it up so it'll match everything else that's jacked up in your life. That is sabotage. And I think if you've been through any level of deep trauma, which most of us have, you've been through something. There's at least one thing that you have been through that the scar is still there. Now, if you've healed from that and you're aware of it, that's great. Praise God for that. But everybody is still a work in progress, in my opinion. And I just want to encourage you. If you find yourself doing that, number one, I hope this video helps you become aware that that is a real thing. And if you catch yourself doing that, or even if somebody points it out to you and says, why you always got to find a way to mess stuff up? That's a red flag. That is a red flag. And more than likely, it's because you've been through something, or you've been through some things that has made you be like that. And it probably has something to do with what I just said. Now you've gotten to the point where it's like you don't feel like you're valuable enough to have a good day where nothing goes wrong, or when things just go smoothly. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you to not do that anymore. And that is a work in progress, because when stuff is baked into you when you're a kid and when you're young and then you grow up, you know, it's hard to take that stuff out. I'm not saying it can't come out, and I'm not saying again that you can't be healed from that, but it does take work. It ain't just gonna come from a video like this from a girl saying, oh, hey, this might be going on, so just don't do it no more. That some stuff is like, thank you for that, but this is going to take some practice. So I feel you. I totally get you on that. But I definitely wanted to make this video because, like I said, I think it's real. And I know I'm not the only one. So if this video helped you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, like, and comment. Just be respectful if you do. And if you comment, also be honest with it. All right. I love you guys. Happy Saturday. So now we're about to go around the corner and upload this video. So I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next one.